Hey there and welcome to today's coffee Q&A. My name is Katie, I'm a dietitian and personal trainer, and today we're going to talk about a question from one of my subscribers, which is all about set weight. They ask, I've been at 144 pounds over a year and I typically fluctuate from 142 to 147. I don't know how to tell if that is my set weight. Well, this is a wonderful question, and I'm so glad that you brought up set weight. Set weight is a topic that kind of gets floated around in the community of health and nutrition, but not a lot of people know what it is and how you can use it, or if you should pay attention to it whatsoever. So let's talk about that today. So the set point theory, as it pertains to the human body weight, states that there is a biological control method in humans that actively regulates weight towards a predetermined set weight for an individual. This may occur through regulation of energy intake or energy expenditure. Like that definition just described, set weight is kind of our body's floating range when it comes to our weight. It indicates that no matter what kind of dieting we do, we typically end up going to a certain preference or set range when we are actively eating and consuming foods and exercising moderately. There's no doubt in my mind that people can alter this set weight, but if we are eating moderately and also exercising moderately and doing our activities of daily living, it's saying that this is our body's preferred weight. If it sounds like there's gunshots going off, it's because it's 4th of July weekend and there's a lot going on in the background. Shouldn't be any 4th of July fireworks because it is Colorado and have a firework ban, but we'll see how that goes. No one likes to save the forest around here, apparently. So yeah, I think it goes without saying that we can definitely alter this set weight by over-consuming or under-consuming excessively, but if we are eating moderately and kind of tuning into our body's cues and also intuitively exercising and being active, then in theory our body is always going to want to go back to this set range. So you say you fluctuate from 142 to 147, which is about a 5-pound range, which is actually pretty accurate to the type of range that you would get with a set point range. Typically it's between 5 to 10 pounds where you can kind of vary and fluctuate depending on your menstrual cycle, depending on stress, water consumption, and water loss due to dehydration or rehydration. Your body will fluctuate depending on those things, but typically it will fall within this range. So my couple questions for how to determine if this is your set point weight is, how long have you been at this weight? If you've been at this weight for a long time and it's kind of that comfortable weight that you feel like you don't have to really try hard to stay at, and if you're just doing your thing and you're being in your element, eating the foods you love and exercising in the way that you feel fits your lifestyle, I think that this is most likely your set weight range. I like to give a range for what set points might look like because it's really unrealistic to just focus in on one number and say that that's the end all be all of our existence. We have to be at that number at every point in our life because that's just absolutely not realistic. So when it comes to the set point, it's typically a 10-pound range, and I know that sounds like a lot, but it actually is a really normal thing to fluctuate. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, there's so many things that can impact our weight. For us menstruators, we have our menstrual cycle, and then we also have things like being hydrated and dehydrated. That can change our weight from 1 to 3 pounds depending on how hydrated / dehydrated we are. And you can also have different things like, have you pooped? Have you gone to the bathroom? These can impact our weight a couple pounds. So it's really unrealistic to say like, hey, I really want to be at this weight forever and ever, because there's so many factors that go into our weight. It's not just body fat. Our body is made up of organs and bones and fluids, and I know that doesn't sound cute, but it's just the solid facts that we are not just made up of fat, and just because we lose weight doesn't necessarily mean it's losing fat. It can be a variety of things. And I think that's one, I think people know that when they deeply think about it, but I don't think people always pay attention to it when we are thinking about weight loss. So I just wanted to add that in and to clarify that it is totally normal if you are fluctuating between 3 to 10 pounds. And I just want to say too that it's really hard for me to know just looking at a comment in the comment section whether or not this is your set weight, because I don't know you as a whole human being. I would have to really work with you for a long time and get to know you to know if this is your set weight. But I think the most important thing is, what do you feel is your comfortable weight? Do you feel like being 140 to 145 pounds is kind of where you feel most comfortable? If you feel like you're constantly hungry, you're constantly restricting, and you're constantly obsessing over food because you feel like to get to a certain weight you have to restrict and deprive yourself of the foods that you love, then that's most likely not your set weight. Because if you have to struggle to get there and struggle to maintain that weight, then that's probably not where your body feels most comfortable. So I hope that helped answer your question. Let me know if you have any follow-up questions or if you'd like me to do a full video on set weight, because I know I was kind of like all over the place with my answer, but those are just kind of my honest thoughts on set point theory and how to figure out if this is your set point. One more thing I'll add to it is that your weight is just one measure of your health. So don't obsess over weight no matter what weight you are, because it's really not the end all be all to your health. Your health and your nutrition is multifaceted. It is made up of so many different things. So don't just depend on your weight to determine your worth, your health, your nutrition status, any of those things. All right, thank you so much for joining me for today's coffee Q&A, and make sure to leave your comments in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.